Yeah, see, that seems a modern trend.
Well, Luke, what are you, tea or coffee in the morning? Our viewers love this
Coffee
stuff.
in the morning, but I love tea.
Coffee,
Yeah, love a good tea.
Coffee drinker.
Hmm.
I thought that.
Does it get you going? Is that the coffee?
Yeah, I've one. Yeah, it does actually. Yeah.
Shirley?
Defensive stance as well, Tim.
Well, I like my coffee with coffee mate and a totty of brandy in it.
What, in the morning?
In the morning?
In the morning, around about 11 o'clock, that's my treat for the day.
Oh.
Just a totty.
Wow.
Just a little bit. Tastes delicious.
Oh.
Alex
Horn.
I'm Bongo. Love it. It's delicious.
Is that what you got in your cup
Yeah.
now? Yeah, I'm bungo.
One sugar.
One sugar. What do you go for in the
Coffee
morning?
always. I've had one cup of tea in my life.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why?
It just doesn't do it for me. Coffee's the one, yeah.
If we get you a cup of tea on the show...
I'll do it, yeah, but I know I won't like it. But
We'll make you a cup of tea.
you put 16 spoons of sugar in it.
Well, how many spoons of sugar do you think you'll go for, or just none?
Maybe none.
We are a tea-strong show, really.
Yeah.
If we had to have a leaning towards coffee or tea, I'd say we'd lean towards tea.
Really?
Yeah, we're tea
You do
drinkers,
have to put a bit of work in your early days to enjoy tea, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's instant.
It's like a bit like a beer, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit like that, or corned beef.
Corn-
or the onion.
Oh, the onion.
The onion's tricky at
The onion, especially a pickled onion. Bob, we do... Right, OK. Luke, you're singing tonight, aren't you?
Tonight, yeah. Which I did it 3 years ago, and it was a magical experience. The whole place. I mean, they've got so many lights in that room. It just feels like you're inside the glitter ball. It's amazing. Yeah, and the atmosphere is amazing.
I always say this, that when I went to watch Simon on it's the atmosphere there. It's like going to a sporting event, isn't it? It's very nerve-wracking, and it's very good, isn't it? It's entertaining to be there.
And also having the dancers dancing in front of you, and you can see everybody, because you can see the whole audience, which I like that. You feel very intimate, you know, you can look someone in the eye and give them a wink.
But on the...
In that, send your videos to @SundayBrunchC4 or SundayBrunch@channel4.com. Who wants to do a red squirrel quiz?
Oh, please.
OK, let's start with how high can a red squirrel jump? In metres, please.
2.
Correct. Very good. on average, how fast can a red squirrel run?
On average?
Yeah.
9 miles an hour.
I'm going with him 12.
9? No, 12? No, it's 20.
Whoa.
20 miles an hour. How long are they?
1 foot.
Now, I'm going to
In
give
inches or...
I want it in centimetres, but include the tail.
30.
Oh, I don't know centimetres.
30 inches. 30 inches, and you do the
18.
centimetres.
It's 40... Well, I don't know. It's 40 centimetres. It's 20 to 22 for the body and 18 for the tail. And the final... Oh, no, the final one is how many fingers and toes do they have? This is
total?
Astonishing. No.
40.
40. I'll accept 40. No, it's how many fingers do they have and how many toes? So how many fingers do they have first of all? On each
I'd have thought 0. They have claws, don't they?
3.
No, they have 4. But they have 5 toes.
That is incredible.
Fascinating stuff. Simon, you can get on.
You know what, I thought... Because, Luke, what kind of tasks did you have to perform as aforementioned office junior?
As you can imagine, being a junior means you do all the boring stuff. So filing, getting their lunch, making their teas and coffees, being blamed for things that go wrong, that kind of thing.
I don't think Luke engaged enough with that.
Oh, don't you?
No.
It was an office junior. It's not an interesting job.
You got 2 toppers.
2 toppers.
Yeah. It's my cleaner's nightmare. Just pulling the mattress cover over the top. But yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Is that a good or a bad thing? Is double topper a bad way to go, Bob?
I've never encountered a double topper. I've got a single topper, and you're right, it does cause you problems with the sheets.
Yes, you need a very deep mattress.
Bedding-wise, I recently bought, I don't know what they call it, like a president or a... It's bigger than a king size.
Ridiculous.
I only have a norm... I don't know, my bed's a queen size or whatever. But I got an inappropriately large duvet, so it's a 3 or 4 feet either side.
Nice. Hangs there.
And it's fabulous. Yeah. You never run out of duvet. Whatever pulling and pushing goes
Suppose
on.
when you've been in the bed industry like you have, you always say, is it Bob?
feel like I'm on Would I Lie to You? And I always believe the Chris Rea egg story still to this day. If he convinced David Mitchell to do that, he can convince me he sold beds in Harrods. Even though I'm pretty certain it isn't Bob. I'm going to go Bob.
It is, in fact, Luke! How much of that was true?
You cared more than I ever did. You knew more about it in that 10 minutes than I cared about no.
Was there a sweet spot on the bed?
I don't know.
Was there a...
I couldn't care less. It was literally a job that I used to do when I was in college on a Saturday and Sunday. I was a Christmas temp, but I do have a little funny story that Posh and Bex came in before they were married, and they bought a double bed from me.
Did they try it out?
Oh, yeah. I think there was something like 20 different fillings in this mattress, different, like, layers. But, yeah, I mean, I was the highlight of the whole experience of working in a bedroom furniture department, yeah. Perfect. Most people just walked through and went, how much? And then carried on.
See, the start of it, I thought it was going to be Luke, but his non-verbals were very good. Normally they give a little twitch about...
My reactions to Bob's... Well, it was impressive, I thought, and I thought, well, I'm going to back Bob up here with his...
Thank you, Luke.
So what we've got, so we have...
To Okinawa in particular, and Hawaii, where this is really popular in the Japanese diaspora population. But tinned meat you sort of find all over East Asia because it was important in the times before refrigeration, basically.
I think Bob's the one who he always knows about meat, pocket meats, and all sorts of different meats. Tinned meat. You're a corned beef fan, aren't you?
Corned beef, luncheon meat, spam.
Yep.
The tinned hot dog.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's very nice.
Thank you.
Very
Good.
nice.
Yeah.
You trap
Like
the
that one?
meat in the tin, and of course its flavours develop, don't they?
Absolutely. They
do.
How to make spam just absolutely divine. That glazy on the outside is really tasty.
Thank you. If there's anything that can convert people to spam, I think it might be this one. Not that we need to be doing
Absolutely
that.
delicious. I think half-time snack at Cheshire United. Cheshire United getting good exposure today, aren't they, on the show?
Should we pick favourites? Bob, what was your fave?
Spam, thank you. Yeah, beautiful.
Luke?
Nice.
Yeah, spam for me, too.
Shirley?
Between the spam and the middle dish, that's just yummy.
I'm going spam. I'm going spam.
Wow.
So Salt Beer Factory
Cheers, guys.
in Saltaire. This is their Citra Nipa Junior. So Citra
So
is
nice.
very aromatic. And in a beer like this, which is this hazy, soft, easy drinking beer, the Citra hop presents as like passion fruit and mango and guava, papaya, but really aromatic and really kind of booming out of the glass. It's a hop which pops.
What words are we looking at?
What do we think?
I'm
not a beer
not
fan.
a beer drinker. It's interesting. It's interesting taste.
Bob, you're a beer drinker. What do you think?
It's nice. It reminds me of... I used to brew a bit, and it reminds me of one I
course you
did.
did, yeah.
Yeah, one called Kiss the Alderman. Was a bit like that. It's not too strong, is it?
No, it's 4.5.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Alex?
It's a morning beer, isn't it?
Morning beer.
It's a breakfast beer.
Yeah, like fruit juice, like tropical fruit juice.
Yeah, with an octopus sandwich, it'd be lovely for breakfast.
Squid.
I'd probably mix a Jaeger shot with it.
Studio goes silent. Right,
That's delicious,
let's
Mark.
go on to the next one then.
So this is Oakham Citra, the first British beer to use only Citra hops. And it presents in a slightly different way. The base beer is a bit different, a bit
Very
crisper.
different, yeah.
And it's more zesty, more pithy, more citrus peel. And I think you get it's like a basket of citrus. You've got grapefruit, you've got lemon, you've got lime, you've got oranges. They're all in there somewhere.
Really nice.
It tastes more like a lager.
It's got a crisper palate to it.
What? I'm just saying what I feel. As a crisper palate, is that why
Yeah, I think so.
Shirley's face. That's brilliant.
It's an acquired taste, I think. But I think if I was a
Is it interesting?
beer drinker, maybe it's yummy. But I don't drink beer, but...
I think Shirley described one of my dances exactly in that way. When I was on trip. It's an acquired taste. I'm sure some people like it. I thought you said that.
Shirley, what do you drink?
I don't really drink at all.
Right,
But I don't mind to have a little taste, and I don't mind a glass of red wine, and maybe I should try a little bit more beer things.
Bob, what's your thoughts on that?
I think that's lovely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a bit more depth to it than the first one. Bit more
Alex?
clout.
I think it's yummy, like what Shirley said, but I prefer the first one. I think there's too much for me in that one. Like you said, there's so many fruits in there.
Yeah.
When I drink beer, I don't really want grapefruit.
Too much fruit in
Please.
it. OK.
How strong's that one, Mark?
This is 4.6. So they're both
It
quite
tastes
low.
stronger than that. I don't know
now-
why.
Yeah, it's got some big impact.
Now we're going to Belgium, so it's probably 36% or something, is it?
So the next one is strong. So this is Duvel, triple hop Citra. So this is a big jump up. This is 9.5%. Think of it almost like champagne with hops. 9.5. It's a big one. The fizz in it is almost like champagne for me.
Delicious.
And the aroma is really booming out of there. I think this is a remarkable beer in many ways, but it gives you that Citra hop with the citrus, but also things like gooseberry and passion fruit. There's a lot going on.
This feels like something that you should have like a small amount of, almost with food.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a session beer, is it? By
Yeah,
any
you wouldn't have pints of this one. This is
No.
this is a great match for food. Yeah.
Shirley liked that one.
I did. Yeah, that was.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
That's amazing. Let's choose our favourite. Bob, what's your favourite?
The central one.
Central one, OK.
Luke?
Luke?
Well, I drank more of this one than any of the others, but this is very, very nice. It's not just because it's 9.5.
You could make a terrible mistake with that. It's very easy
Or
to
a
drink
good,
in
or
it.
a good one.
Terrible mistake.
Shirley?
In for a penny, in for a pound. I'd be going with this third one, I'll tell you.
Alex
I
Horn.
think I'll also go for the Danger beer.
Danger beer.
Yeah, yes,
Danger
please.
beer.
It's good.
OK.
I think I'll go in the first one, just for the nose on it. The first, that first smell of that first one was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm split between the first two. I'm going to go the middle one as well. I think that's really good.
Good memory.
Amazing. That's really
Great
good
job,
to have the same thing. I've
Yeah.
never done that.
Yeah.
That's really...
Yeah, nice one. Thank you, mate.
They're all
Good luck
very
in the
different, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
And good luck in the Valencia Marathon.
Yeah, I hope you win. I
Yeah.
hope you win.
For all the drinks featured today, of course, head to @SomeRichFood on Instagram. In a moment, we're chatting to Luke, but first, look at this week's Taskmaster.
Well
It's a
done.
hard hat. Right, Luke's here. Luke, you've got a new album out, a song for you. Here's the sleeve. Lovely pictures inside as well. Tell us about it.
Well, it's my second studio album, and it's some of my favourite songs. I mean, it's a proper wintry, warm kind of music you'd want to sit by the fire and listen to while you're wrapping your Christmas presents. That's how I look at it anyway.
Yeah.
I've written 2 original tracks on there, which is my first time I've ever written music, which I did in lockdown. Bob wrote an autobiography and I wrote some music.
Was that terrifying? Or was it not, if not terrifying to write it, was it terrifying to then say to people, listen, I've written some songs?
Yeah, but, you know, life's about scaring yourself sometimes and, you know, doing things you've never done, and I like the challenge of it. And I was guided through it by an amazing person called Amy Wadge, who's a fellow Welsh person who is a songwriter, has worked with everybody from Ed Sheeran to Andrea Bocelli, and she wrote with me, and it was a wonderful experience because my little pieces of writing down a piece of paper was turned into a song, and then, you know, then I'm in with a Philharmonic Orchestra recording it and thinking, God, that came from my head. That's a lovely feeling.
How is it singing with an orchestra like that?
Oh, it's the best. I love it. Anything that's live and you can feed off each other's energy is a wonderful thing when it comes to music. And I actually recorded several of the tracks. The first track on the album, which is where I got the title of the album from, A Song for You, we did live with the orchestra in the same room, so they were following my breathing and my phrasing. It was one very organic energy in the room.
We showed a clip earlier of you singing with Charlotte Church, and I said to you afterwards, it's like, what does that feel like when you've got 2 huge voices, you know, expressing yourselves? Like, what does that actually feel like to be in that situation?
Well, when you choose the right song, and that clearly was the right song for me and Charlotte, and also I've known Charlotte a very long time, so I'm singing with a friend, you know. All that was separating us was a piece of plexiglass so that we didn't drown each other out.
How do you know each other?
We were taught by the same singing teachers when I was 16 and she was, I think, about 10, and we used to cross each other in the corridor of my singing teacher's house. And, yeah, we've both had very different lives, and we've stayed in each other's lives all that time, 27 years. And so, you know, I thought, I'm going to ask if she'd like to be on the album, and she said yeah.
So you've watched her career go through.
Yeah. And then I was a little later starting than she was, so she watched mine.
When you were on 9 Perfect Strangers, which I really loved, by the way,
Thank you.
great TV series, you met Nicole Kidman, and you end up doing a duet with her in the album, don't you?
Yeah, she's great. She's a lovely human being, proper Aussie girl, very down to earth. Very involved in everybody. We were all one big team on the show, and when I started putting together ideas of who I could duet with, I I just thought, wow, I wonder if she'd say yes. And, you know,
Brilliant.
I asked her, and she said yes. And we finally recorded. She did her bit in Nashville with Keith Urban, her husband, and I did mine in London. And we have this beautiful, ethereal breakup song now.
Okay, I think we got a clip.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Say something, I'm giving up on you. Sorry that I couldn't get to you. And anywhere I would have followed you.
Very cool.
You know when you do something with somebody that's
Oh, we've got...
So with Charlotte, both of you have very sort of powerful voices, but your voice compared to Nicole's is very different. Is that harder to duet with?
No, you just have to know who you're singing with, and you know what sort of song you're singing. And obviously, come what may, me and Charlotte knew. Well, I had this amazing idea of like making this song as big and as fat and as immersive as possible. So we had the orchestra, the Trioki male voice choir, Charlotte's voice, my voice. I wanted to just build it to something massive from something very small, and that's what we did. But then with Say Something, you know, Say Something is a heartfelt, very sad story about breakup, you know, and so it comes from a very different place. And what I hadn't really put so much value on, but then realized how important it was when Nicole did her vocal on the album. She's an actor, an Oscar-winning actor, and somebody who really, you know, understands the text. And it's really, you know, you can see that she's following the story and she's telling the story through the lyric. So all I had to do was complement that and, you know, find a different part of my voice to do that with. But I love that, you know.
And you're a singer and an actor, as we know. As I said, Nine Perfect Strangers was fantastic, good thing to be in. You've got a new project coming up called Echo 3 on Apple TV.
What's
that about?
So I shot this in Colombia last year. 10-episode drama for Apple TV Plus, comes out on November 23rd. It's a huge drama, but it's a geopolitical backdrop of a woman who's a scientific researcher who plays my sister. She gets kidnapped in the Colombian jungle and is held as a political hostage. I'm a Delta Force special operative soldier from the American Army, Southern guy who's been deployed several times, and nobody seems to want to help her. And me and her husband, who's a fellow soldier in my unit, we decide to break all the rules and go to Colombia and try and find her ourselves. And
amazing.
It isn't easy.
And all actors talk about this now. There's something called boot camp that you all have to do before a film.
Well, it depends what show it is, but yeah.
A lot of the action ones, though, you've got to get in the gym and...
Yeah, well, you know, the guy who wrote this is Mark Bowl, who won the Oscar for... he's an Oscar-winning showrunner, writer. He did Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30.
Wow.
So this is a guy who knows this world very well.
It's big.
He knows an incredible amount of very interesting people within the Navy SEALs, Delta Force. So we were trained by these guys. And, they put us through our paces.
Clearly you trained, but was it harder?
It was a very different kind of training, you know, gun training, weapon training, disappearing in a jungle, disappearing in the snow, dialogue, the way you speak, the way you hold yourself, how to interpret, you know, hostage situations. And I learned languages in this one. I speak Spanish throughout the whole show. And it was amazing. It was amazing, but I was broken. I was broken several times.
So acting's more of an immersive experience.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I learned something on every job, sometimes more interesting and more practical than other times, but if you ever get held hostage in some jungle, I'm the guy to call.
Call Luke.
I'll definitely be cheaper.
You've got one call. Luke Evans.
I was going to say, do you get a phone a friend when you're in that situation?
Yeah.
I'm going for Luke.
You can call the police. No, I want Luke Evans.
You got the right jacket on today, though. You're in a sort of...
You see me, I'm camouflaged.
Half of you.
See me. The viewers have been all in their teams. Going, we can't see Tim. Thanks, Luke. Your album, A Song For You, is out now. And it's